Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Christian from Berlin. I did a lesson on the soulful slow blues style of Ray Charles this week. If you haven't watched it, it's linked in the description box. For those who have watched it, you will recognize many elements in this piece. That's why I did it. Some things I do a little bit differently, but still, you don't have to watch the lesson I already did, because there's also an extensive lesson after I played the song in this video. If you enjoyed the song, don't forget to leave a like, helps my channel truly. If you didn't enjoy it, please leave a like, helps my channel truly. You don't have to mean it. Let's go. Hopefully you like it. Welcome to my help section. Yes, this is not for beginners. There's a little bit more to ask of you, but it's also so much more rewarding. The sounds are just really enriching blues piano, and but if I would talk about every little detail here, we would be finished in 4,259 late summer. I figured that out. So we have to, make a little pace here. We start with the there's a slow replay, and you can, of course, you can also buy the sheet music. I wouldn't mind, or the MIDI file. But anyway, so we start with, we have a little turnaround here. That's already very typical. And this is also used as the intro here. Well, the intro is basically also used as the turnaround later on, and we have a look at the chords. We have the C7, and just looking at the how we play that C7 tells you a lot of what's to come later on. Have a look. We have the C7 here, 7-3, and the 13, also known as the 6. I always say the 13 is the 6. I refer to the 6 in the future as 13. It's more professional. You see this voicing. We have the 7th major 3 and the 13, and just put the root on top. But this already is a very characteristic sound that's coming back. We will have that voicing later also on G7, in the next chord also on A7. So remember this, the 7, 3, 13 voicing, and we go through a quite typical 1, 6, 2, 5 progression in the intro and in the turnaround. What is strange about this A7 is the super. We have the A7 major third 13, and so this one is just the same as before in G7. So that's easy to remember. Remember what is the same, and so you can economize your little memory in your little head. So we have the A7, and we have just the B flat on top. You can even easier remember that if you think about this. This is an upper structure. What is this? This is the F sharp major triad superimposed. You say F sharp. So thinking of that as the superimposed F, and this is also how it's taught in books. The superimposed upper structure F sharp. On the major 6 of a chord, you build the upper structure, major chord, and you have this wonderful great sound. And these little thirds are then, this is all described in detail in my lesson how to play slow blues like Ray Charles. So we fly a little bit. You have the D7. You can play this all quite freely in timing. And now we come to the to the blues. We do have 4 bars of C like in a regular blues, but we do something with it. We have the C 4 bars interrupted only by a so-called quick change, meaning 1 bar C, 1 bar F, and another 2 bar C. So we have 4 full bars before we go to the subdominant. What we do is we play the 3, 5, 7, 9 voicing, a rootless voicing, and that sounds great. Yeah, it's just different to what we play usually in rudimentary blues, or when we play this left hand like this. We have a bass voicing pattern. The root is here, so we can play the rootless voicing here and use our precious fingers for other notes, for the 7 and the 9 tension notes here. And you will see that just sounds really great. Before we go to F. Be the first 4 bars of this 12-bar blues form. Now, just looking ahead, what I do with the left hand on F in my preparatory prep lesson for Ray Charles style, I played this one here, also the 3, 7, 3, 6. Here I use just the 7, 3, 5. Just to make a point that it's not about dogma that you always have to do it's an option. But here, I just to make a point made the 7, 3, 5. You can do this when you arrange this or this, and sometimes play it like this, and sometimes play it like this, or like alter this within a bar, no problem. So it's all a can, not a must. A can of beer, for example. Okay, here. The quick change of F7, and then we go back to the C7, and now then a quick diversion to the neighbor to C sharp 7, and that's fantastic sound. It's just chromatically up to the C sharp 7 without the roots. Yes, I'm talking fast, and I'm I'm proceeding fast because there's a lot to do. Please excuse me. I know you must be at least like intermediate, you know. So we gotta rush a little bit. And also, many of you have seen the previous lessons, so for you guys that might already be a little bit boring repeating it all. So we have the C sharp, and the brain completes the root. We don't have to. The brain is not thinking. We go to something with F, like a F half diminished. It knows, the brain knows if we're on C7, that if we go briefly to the neighbor, that this is kind of the C7 even without playing the root. Okay? Now what do we play in the right hand? And we have a couple of sounds that might be new to you. One is when we, again, in the beginning of the C, first a C bar. Yeah, it's a great sound. Again, it's not in your muscle memory. Probably it's new to you, but it's worthwhile practicing this, because then you have a new expressive toy in your right hand. Not just a regular screwdriver from Walmart, but you know, something more luxurious screwdriver with a German oak grip. So handle. So we have the thing is, typical Ray Charles sound. We slide to the C, and this has to be done with 2 fingers, of course. Try this with 1 finger. Here, it will not work. I tried it for many years and have failed now. So we have this. You know, the slide can be in the 3rd or the 5th, but here we need 2 fingers. And this is new for you, possibly, 99% sure. Yeah. And we have this jumping from. Now you have to jump, because you want this clash between the 4 and the flat 5. And then we have a really Ray Charlesy sound. I cannot count this all out for you. It's impossible. With counting, I would probably be like at 20,000 past Christ, like 20,000 late early autumn. So and you can play it freely. Okay, so try this, and you can play this simultaneously. Sometimes I play this also. You might try this if you're a little bit more advanced, like this. Here. And if you manage, you have a great new sound. It sounds great. Together is fine, but you see? It's a different sound. A little bit nicer, but also a little bit harder. But hey, it's a summer holiday. You don't want to fly to Barbados these days. You want to practice piano. And when the others come home from Barbados, where it was really boring because there is no piano on Barbados, you have progressed. And their holiday will only give them relief from their job for a couple of days, and then they're back in the routine. While you learn for eternity, you learn something that will help you for years to come. So don't go to Barbados, practice piano with me. And then we have F. We said already, we use the 7-3-5 voicing. If you want, if you're from my previous lesson, you insist on this one, that's also fine. And you have that sound again. Yeah. And of course you use pedal to tie these. That's, I don't have to mention that, right? Pedal down. Okay. Then we go on, we have, this is all standard, like we have the magic triangle. Okay, a little word on the 4th C bar, on the 4th bar, no, born number 4th. Poor Christian, born on the 4th of July. bar number 4 of the where the blues form starts. So C bar, excluding the intro. Okay. So we have these clashes between, you know, the magic triangle here, this one and this one, and these will come back in different orders. Practice. Okay? Practice those with me. Okay, and then we have like you will see when you buy the sheet music that these are noted as even 16ths, but if you listen closely, you play them slightly dotted. That's a trick. Yeah. Okay. And we go on. We now in F, second bar F. Well, or was I Christian script for a moment? Hold on. We have our, you know, the 6. We are on F and playing the, you know, all this. And again here, this one. And back to C. And now we have this wonderful thingy here. So, and let's have a look at, because now we just don't dissolve the blues by going from to F to C. What we go from C and we go down from via the A7 to D7 to G7, which we know already from the intro. We go back to C. So. We have a look here. This is again the speciality I showed you in the lesson. We have the A7 altered chord, which is a perfect jazzy sound, and we played with the. It's actually quite a harsh voicing, but played with the, with the well-known bluesy stuff. This has a perfect. It's a perfect blend. You see, it doesn't even strike you as that clashy, but it is. But if you play like the blue stuff, it's a fantastic sound. So, and again we have this figure here, which we had before in here. And here we have a variation of that. Here. Okay, so now we have the D7, 3, 5, 7, 9 voicing again. You see, these are jazz voicings, and you know, he was Ray Charles was a very good piano player, and he knew all these things. And when what's this actor called who played Ray in the movie Ray? He was going to Ray Charles, and Ray Charles was asking him all these anyway, and Ray was giving him all these tasks. Now play like McCoy Tyner, and Ray Charles, he knows all this stuff. Otherwise, he couldn't test this guy. So he's a really competent piano player, knows about the styles, and he uses that. Here we have the jazz value 3, 5, 7, 9, and here we have again a typical sound that I have not shown you in the, I believe in the lesson, Ray Charles lesson. Here we have the we're on G7 now. Sorry, on D7. Here we play the we are on D7, but we play the C stuff here, and you know the thirds. Yeah, you know the thirds from my lessons. And here we just double the octave, And it's a great sound. It's a little bit harder. And just look at this and double the top note. And now, done a lot by many piano players, not just by Ray Charles. Like the worst is always Dr. John. He's really good at that, playing this all the time with a doubled octave here, in addition to the top third. And now, there's also some extra now compared to the Ray Charles lesson, because there I played the G7 with a 7, 3, 13, and here another option is, wanted to show you, is the 9 here, adding this. You can play it like this, but you can also add the 9. You have the 7, 9, 3, 13 voicing now. Okay, so we have this jazzy voicing, and then we have very typical sound here. And now look at this. And one mistake, sorry, I apologize. Here it's like, here we slide up to the minor third. Yeah. And a little variation on the of the intro now as a turnaround. Oh, hold on. Then comes, yeah. Now, that was mean of me. Sometimes I just play away and then I don't realize that might be too hard or for many. I try while I play it, keep in mind that it's for tutorial. So you will not find in this piece, for example, what I played in the lesson when I play like what always sounds so great and what you want to play, which is free play of scale. Because this you cannot put in a piece, it's unplayable. It would be like seven tolls, or what are they called? Septlets, eightlets, 9 tuplets, 8 tuplets, 7 tuplets, unplayable. So that's why blues cannot be really, in its proper form, or a lot of it cannot be taken down into sheet music. So I have to, when I do the sheet music version, have to keep in mind what I can basically write down for you. And here, it slipped to me like we have this clash sound here. Yeah, and I played it 3 times, so yeah, sounds nice, but it's hard to play. So why don't you just play? That's just almost as good. So, here we have, and I'm really sorry, I have to go on. There's a lot of and that's easy. Yes, that's easy. Easy. And we go up. Okay, now let's have a look at this. We are now in bar number 18. When you're following the sheet music, it's bar number 17 and 18. We have the next turnaround, next chorus already, like and we change the octave, and let's have a look. And there's our well-known little 2/5 business we from my previous lessons. As usual, I would like to encourage you to subscribe, because then you are equipped with all the terminology I use, like the 5/2 business. Learn with us here. We are on the learning channel. Many tutorials here of all styles. And as we, for those who know already, we play. And now, and I call this a 2-5 business because now we're just setting over the 2-5, E flat and A, 2-5 on B flat and E, 2-5 on F sharp and C. So we have this 2-5 business. That's why I call it that. So. Ga-dum, bum, ba, ba, bum, bum. That's that thing, you know, that helps you to shine in any blues bar. So, hold on. We move on, we move on, we move on. We have to move on a little bit. But the elements you will see, and that is your task as a student, as an advancing young blues star, that you see elements repeat all the time, just in different disguise. In bar number was 17, 18, 19, 20. We have this again, these here. Yeah, you see all these elements come back. Then we have when the second turnaround, second chorus is going to A7. You know, we always have the resolution to A7. What the heck is that? And we have a look at that. Second, just gotta wet my mouth with some Earl Grey. Here we have again the A7 altered. I think if you look closely, I played once altered, once without the sharp 9, and then I add the sharp 9. The details doesn't matter here, don't matter. You can all just play the sharp 9 all the time. So, and what do we have here? So, hold on. Okay, let's have a look at these. You know this one? It's our magic triangle. Yeah. And this needs this is a little bit tricky because you need to jump. So practice this separately. We go from the magic triangle to sliding to the 6th. Here. Here. Now, what is it? Here I help you a little bit with the counting because this is a little bit trickier. So we have 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2. So the second ones are coming on the second triplet, like 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3. Come on, Christian, you stupid amateur. 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and. Okay, practice these separately, and then we have this beautiful run up. A wonderful little toy. It sounds always great. Here. I call this thing in my lessons the 2-finger business because we just need 2 fingers here. Like we're in D7 now, bar number 23 in the sheet music. So we are on D7, and here you will see what do we play here. It's major blues scale. So you have blues elements from the minor blues scale, but also from the major blues scale. And this one is particularly easy and sounds really great for the money, for the investment. And we love. Great effect, little input here. I love this line, and it's really not that hard. 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 4. Okay, now yeah, that's a little bit more for advanced, but yeah, hey, it's slow blues, so It's like an embellishment. You can, in classical, it would be like one of these loops or slopes, however it's called. Here. And if you write it down, it's just 4/16. Basically circling the C, you know, it's all around the C. Leaving the C. Okay, so the main thing is that you hit the final C with the target on the G together. That's the trick. You just can, you can hold on a little bit and then, yeah, that's the trick. Okay. Here. You see, now the G7 is played without the 9. Diversity. Diversity. Sometimes you wear a hat or pants, and sometimes you don't. It's really great. You might look really. You can, win free sheet music from me. You wear nothing else but your hat. That's jazz. In a shopping mall. Yeah, that's jazz. We are here in blues business. Okay, so and we have again. We enrich our standard a little turnaround yet once more here. And now we play, and now we do this. Hold on. Here. Going to the G7 via the A flat 7. Yes, same voicing. 7, 3, 13, and. And we have, this is wonderfully enriched and very soulful here. Yeah, again we have this little charge, and these are little important elements to make this soulful phrasing. You know, it's you remember from the before, or it's these little things that gives the E flat meaning. Here, if I just play the E flat, yeah, fine, E flat, thanks and bye. But here, that's where your heart should be melting. And also these ones, you know, these little, or before that, you know, the example before, yeah. But even more like this. You can take all the time you want if your wife lets you, or your husband, or your dog. Here, you can hesitate. Nobody's rushing you. No metronome in the world is rushing you. Okay, you have an element I will explain to you. It means it's pretty mighty, and where were we? Here. We are now in bar number 56, 7. So 56, 7, yeah. Where we go to F. We went from one bar F, 2, 3, and now we go back to C. So what is the right hand doing? It's just jumping between the F to C, F, and only here is when we go chromatically up. We play a different one here. And so get familiar with this element here. This is the basis for this. And we just use a little bit of that. Here. Bam, bam, ba, bam. And it's work. It's work. Nobody promised you when you were born that the world is just a pony holiday without work. And here, as shown in my lesson already, we transition from E, we use, like, we play the C now in bar 30 here. We go from E7 to F7. Okay? And then yeah, and I'm sure you're pretty keen on this little thing here. We are now in bar 31, F7. Yeah, we just transition to F7. Let's have a look at this. So we come from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So let's have a look again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1. And that's tough. 1 and. So you can as well. That's easier. You don't slide the. I was carried away again. 4 and. You don't play the slide. It's in the. I played it, and if you want, if you insist, you play that. But you can also play 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. And this we have to have a look at in the sheet music. You will see this as this bit word 1 and 2 and 3 and so, and we just don't do this by counting. It doesn't work. So we do 1 and 2 and 3, and I just play the bit from the 3 again. 3, and then the left hand is making plays. That's why we cannot play the complete voicing going through. So 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, again. Now again, the whole thing. And so on. So again, one last time. And then we do the run up in the end. And here we have those little thirds again that I told you with the doubled octave in the end. 1 and 2 here. And these are fourth triplets, and they're hard to play. So you just we cannot teach you fourth triplets here. Either you can play them or not. If you cannot play them, just play them with the chewing gum feeling. 1 and 2. But you just stretch them somehow, and important is you hit here 2. And G7 and again we have the root, the major third, the 16th and the 9. Also a nice jazzy final chord. It's 2/4. And then what is that, people? Come, finally, are you still awake? Are you still with me? 1. And now look at this. This is the major blues scale here. You just play very freely. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. A lot of new stuff. Play it freely. Take your time. I hope you enjoyed this. Now comes the slow replay.